Grab your spacesuit, your freeze-dried food, and strap in. It's only saying strap on. All right. Grab your spacesuit. All right. Grab your spacesuit, your freeze-dried food, and strap in, because today we will be discussing Bottle Rocket. This is SOS Cinema. I am Andrew Seelig.
I don't like you.
I'm confused with what that even means.
It's about a rocket. I don't know. I thought it would be a space movie at first, so I was like, oh, I'll write the intro to be a space.
Interesting. I'm Nicholas Pisconti.
Stephen Dwyer.
Yeah. All right. So it's a Wes Anderson, his first film, right?
Yeah,
I
feature
believe so.
debut
His
film.
directorial debut.
Uh,
If you
1996 it came. 96 it came
My
out,
bad.
and it's gets a double C from Nick, right?
Double C. I mean, it's pretty good.
Cult
I enjoyed it after
Cult
the second
classic?
time. Cult classic for sure. Definitely a double C rating from me.
Indianapolis cult
C-cup.
classic.
C cup for sure.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'd say that intro you just gave was just about as bizarre as the whole movie.
Around the C as well.
Around the sea.
let's see.
Yeah, like a C. C+.
I really liked it. I mean, I thought it was very similar to the Big Lebowski we watched a few episodes ago. Kind of bizarre, kind of random. Like the characters were kind of quirky, and the three Wilson brothers were in it.
Yep.
It was everything you expect from a Wes Anderson movie, but just less so because it was his first time doing it. You know, like like the same characters, the Wilson brothers, are in like every Wes Anderson movie,
Mm-hmm.
and just a lot, like you say, a lot of quirkiness, a lot of good music too.
We'll say that quirkiness that you get in a lot of his films too are filmed on a 33mm lens camera, and that's how he gets those like enchanted type scenes that look kind of like out of this world. It's pretty cool.
I love those.
Really? Can you explain that a little bit? Never heard of that before.
Yeah, so it's just like the camera style. So it's like the lens itself it's used. So like you know how like when he's filming, he kind of makes everything look almost like, yeah, I guess like enchanted is like a good word for it. But each scene kind of seems like not real. If that makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah, it kind of seems like a dream.
Yeah, it's like a dream sequence. That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it. But that's from the camera style.
Okay.
Or camera that he's using during the filming, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. You go on a lot of crazy hijinks. Like, kind of similar to Mr. Only other Wes Anderson film I've seen was The Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta do that in the future.
Oh, we will for sure. But in The Fantastic Mr. Fox, they go on these like crazy like schemes and like that make no sense, or they're just
Right.
very hard to understand, very complicated. And as Digman was explaining his like, was it a 15-year plan?
Yeah.
To how to be like successful.
That was such a Wes Anderson thing too, showing his like writings in the Notebook.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Was it
think
a 50-year plan or 15?
it might have been 50. I think
He had multiple plans.
Yeah, yeah.
Ranging into the 21st century.
Yep.
and like he escaped Anthony. Oh, Digman helped Anthony escape from the insane asylum,
Right.
even though it was
It
not held
was
against
a
his will.
hospital, like a voluntary
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
hospital that he could
He's
check
like, can you just
out
like
of.
please like make it
go
look
on
like
with
I
it.
escaped? So
Yeah.
just give it to him. Come on.
Really, throughout the movie, you wonder like who should really have been in that hospital.
Yeah,
Like,
Anthony seemed pretty chill.
Dignan's pretty out there
Right.
in terms of his mental.
Doesn't Dignan say at the end that he started off though in the mental hospital and ends in the jail cell?
Nah, I was
Or
saying
is
that
that Anthony that
Anthony,
says
you
that?
started off in the mental hospital. Now I'm in the jail cell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not true though, because Anthony doesn't end up in jail.
No. He said that Anthony started off in the mental hospital and
Oh,
Digman in
yeah,
jail.
Yeah. Okay.
Another similarity between The Big Lebowski and Bottle Rocket that I noticed was they kind of had their own Donnie in the character Bob.
Yeah, exactly. They did. That's so true.
They use his car. They go to his house, but they really just shit on Bob most of the time. Don't respect him. And then, actually, we'll get to that later. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Bob. I kind of liked him.
I liked when they're at the motel and Digman notices that Bob left. He goes, "Dude," no, he goes, "Bob's gone. He stole his car."
He stole his car.
Yeah.
Also,
so-
that whole motel scene is kind of funny because that takes up like half of the movie, and has nothing to do with the main plot. They just like went on a tangent
Well,
for
what's the main plot?
the heist. towards the end, I guess.
That I don't even know if they that's the heist they were planning the whole time, or if that's just what kind of ended up happening.
Okay.
You feel?
No, I can see that
Because like
too.
Dignan thinks that he's like gonna meet up with this guy, Mr. Henry. He's like, yeah, like it's gonna be big time.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you find out halfway through that Mr. Henry was just the owner of the landscaping company that they used to work for.
Yeah. But don't they eventually go on the heist with Mr. Henry?
Yeah, so eventually you find out Mr. Henry is actually like some kind of boss, but then he just scams like Dignan, Bob, and Anthony and sends them out on this heist while he goes and robs Bob's house.
that was really clever.
That was the greatest thing.
Who's the guy who... Kumar.
He was supposed to break the law.
I just lost my touch. Like, you never had your touch. He's just sitting there on the couch, not even trying. I just lost my touch.
Like, literally going into the job, you could tell this man was rattled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just starting to get the sweats.
I love it during the last heist, too, when Bob is like, I'm lonely down here. I need to come up. And he comes up the elevator. He's like, no one's watching it down there.
I don't really want to do this heist right now.
Yeah, everything just goes to shit.
Yeah. Also,
put your mask
Dignan
on.
could have gotten
Nobody's seen
away
our
so
face.
easily.
Hmm?
Dignan could have got away so easily at the end, and then he's like, "No, I need to follow this through." He runs back into the building during the police chase. That was just kind of funny. He could have easily got away.
That's one of the things though. I thought, not to jump too ahead, but I liked how he got his goal of he just wanted to be a criminal.
Right.
It was kind of lighthearted. It wasn't like dark too much. It was you just want to be a criminal. Wanted to
in charge.
Yeah, want to be in charge. Wanted to do be like a movie kind of bank robber or something. And I think he just wanted to follow through with it. And at the end, the last scene of the movie, we're kind of really jumping ahead, but this movie is just so bizarre. It's not like that well of a standard plot.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, as he's walking back into the prison with his chains on his feet, he looks back and they play like a song. It's kind of a Western theme. Like old style Western theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of thought that he kind of saw himself as like a bandit and he kind of accomplished his dream. That's how I interpreted it a little bit.
It's kind of funny too. Anthony during the hospital scene, going back to the beginning, the doctor's like, don't need to please everyone to be happy. And the doctor says to him to not do that because it's not going to help him in the long run. It's kind of funny that he still goes on this journey with Dignan. Even though multiple times throughout the journey, he can see that him trying to please Dignan is hurting himself with Inez.
Even Anthony's like 11-year-old sister realizes that this man is not like the best influence on his life. She's like, I love Dignan, but he's a liar.
Right.
And the Anthony's just like, what? You don't know what you're talking about. But like he still talks about her like he's an adult, like she's an adult almost. It's really funny. She's just so mature.
More mature than him. I think that's it's kind of like Step Brothers vibes in a way when they're older, but they're like still like kids.
And also wicked funny that it's Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson, but they don't play each other's brothers.
Right. Yeah, and they have his other brother, I think Andrew Wilson. He plays one of Bob's brothers.
He plays Bob's brother.
He plays Future Man.
Wow, that's another Wilson brother? Yeah. I knew there was a third. I didn't know that was him.
It's kind of funny, too, that he's like, not really a relevant character, but kind of...
Yeah, he doesn't get much screen time.
I wasn't
the least
sure
famous.
Which one it was, which of the brothers it was, but I knew he was one of the brothers.
Was it like Bob's brother that beats his ass?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of funny at the beginning, too, when they rob Anthony's house. And
I knew that was Anthony's house.
Yeah, and the first heist to see if he's back is to steal something from his parents. Like, that's kind of funny.
Just to practice, right?
Yeah, the practice run.
Also, the bookstore heist.
Oh, that was hysterical.
It was so funny. He's like, "Hey, can you just let me in?" He's like wearing a hat, looks like a robber.
Yeah.
Hey, can you just let me in? I left my jacket in there.
Why do you have that tape on your nose? Foreshadowing.
He's like, "How about
he does cut his nose?"
Does he?
Interesting. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, just come in here and stand inside here, okay?" Opens the door, comes in,
pulls the gun.
Yeah, steals like $500 at most.
Yeah, and then when they have the two guys in the back room, and Anthony goes to get the other guy, and he goes to him, he's like, "Robbie,
yeah,
hey, you're supposed to be in classical, not studies." He's like, "Oh, there was nothing left over there to do." He's like, "Oh, well, they need you in the back office."
Yeah. Also, it's kind of funny too.
It was such like a polite and casual robbery.
Well, I mean, the whole robbery thing was a joke too, because it's funny how Robbie in the back is laughing at the end too. Like you see him like literally in the office smiling, which is kind of funny. So,
Robbie.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Do you have any bigger bags? I'll fine. Just use a lot of them. It's okay.
So yeah, the exposition of the movie is pretty all over the place. You get Anthony getting out of the hospital, them going to the heist, them. What else even happens in the beginning of the movie?
They visit the sister at school.
Yep.
They rob their Anthony's parents' house. Then they go pick up Bob, right?
Yes.
And honestly, Bob just isn't the whole reason Bob's in there is because Bob's like, "Come on, guys, I just want to be a part of one." And he's like, "I'm the only one that has a car and can drive anyway, so I kind of have to be a part of it."
It's true that Dignan does not want him in the crew, but he's like, "Well, you know, man, like I just want to be like you said, I just want to be a part of this. I'm the only one with the car." He's like, "All right." See, you struck me there.
It's wild too that Dignan the whole time thinks that he's like the coolest one, thinks that Bob's like kind of like a loser. And Bob honestly I think feels that way too because his brother's pushing him down the whole time.
But man, Bob's pretty cool.
Bob's pretty cool. He doesn't need to be doing that. He's also like the most well off out of all of them in the bunch.
Got a nice
Man
house
did not
at the
need to
beginning
do
of this
that.
until he gets
Pool.
robbed.
At the
by-
beginning,
until
at
he
the
gets
beginning,
robbed.
not at the end. At the end,
Yeah.
Bob's in a tough place.
Yeah, Bob probably has the
not
least
mentally.
to gain from this and loses the most out of
At
it.
the end, though, like he may have lost his material possessions, but his brother he's like, you know,
I think that was a joke. Like,
I think you're down.
even
and
though you're a
I know
fuck up, you're still my
even though
brother.
You're a fuck up. You're still my brother.
I feel like this movie kind of is about like kind of three losers. I felt like who kind of dream big, and I kind of thought all three. I thought Anthony got his goal. He got his girl. Good for him.
Inez.
And Nez, very pretty. I thought.
Also, that was
Right.
hysterical when Dignan's like, "Yeah, it's so weird. The translator said he loved you."
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Rocky just comes downstairs. I love you.
He's like, "Okay."
Okay.
Digman's ending was kind of bittersweet. I thought he kind of accomplished his goal of doing a heist, even though it wasn't successful. But he got to be a criminal like he wanted to. I feel like.
Right.
Oh,
And Bob really just didn't learn anything. He just lost all his stuff. And
I mean, I think Bob learned to like stick up for himself a little bit because Mr. Henry at the dinner scene in the country club goes up to his brother and kind of rips him a new
a little
one.
bit, and then a little bit. But what's his name, Mr.
Henry.
Mr. Henry, like kind of screwed him over. So I don't know if he could really
Very
take that
true.
lesson that far. And I feel like he was kind of like punching bag the movie. Didn't really gain much. I thought his brother complimented him, but he lost it like $30,000 worth of furniture, which sucks.
and
For
his
sure.
weed farm.
Yeah,
And his weed
he was
farm,
bugging
yeah.
out about that one weed plant.
So then they go on a road trip. Or what brings them to the motel?
Trying to escape. They're
where
trying to
he
hide
meets
away.
Inez.
Yeah, they're losing the heat from the bookstore heist.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So-
Time does pay. We'll get the best room.
So then Anthony just sees this cleaning lady who's walking barefoot for some reason
Yep.
and immediately falls in love with her. He's
Love
like,
at first sight.
You'll love at first sight. And then he follows her, or he finds her, and he literally follows her around all day while she does her job,
Yep.
helps her do her job, like cleaning people's motel rooms.
Oh.
I don't know how. I feel like it was a pretty nice romantic gesture, but at the same
It's
time,
kind of creepy. It's like this man just met her and he's following her around.
it could be like pretty perceived as pretty threatening almost.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She was having a good time with it, and
Yeah.
she was not giving him like any signals that I think wasn't that creepy.
Right.
Pretty early on, she clearly like
She liked him. It was pretty obvious.
It's kind of funny for my class
just whack.
that I'm taking
Sorry,
this
yeah.
summer. I had to do a project on how music affects movies, and I chose this movie to do for it. And if you take that scene and don't play the music during that scene and turn off like the sound and watch it through, it has such a different connotation. It gets like so creepy just because it's just like this dude following this
Yeah.
cleaning lady around and like just like stalking her around. It's pretty wild.
That's kind of similar. Have you seen anyone seen Friends without the laugh track?
Yes.
Like Ross is like a sociopath.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very similar to that.
for sure. Also, kind of wild that they spent all their heist money on the motel. I'm pretty sure, or most of it.
Yeah, because they were there for so long.
Also, Anthony gave Inez like $500.
Oh yeah, he does give her a
So
big amount of
That
money.
kind of just shows you could buy love if you really want to.
True,
But she didn't say
true.
she loved him until I think she found out that he gave her $500. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this guy's loaded.
I think so too.
And then who's the translator?
Rocky.
Yeah, then Rocky translated, but
He
Yeah,
doesn't
so-
clarify that he's
Yeah.
translating for
I love you.
someone else. He just says,
I love you.
tell
Tell
Anthony
Anthony
I
I
love
love
him. He's like, who are you?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome too that the car that Dignam carjacks says super nice Porsche that's like rusted and shitty. Kind of shows that, or it kind of symbolizes in my mind that they all like were trying to get the valuable stuff, but it all turned out crappy.
They never
in
get
the
it.
end. You know,
They
like
always
he's
just get
driving
shit.
even this like super nice Porsche that's just like rusted all over.
Yeah.
Pretty
This
wild.
movie, they're just about a bunch of lowlifes. I mean, they didn't really, like, they didn't do that much,
Yeah,
really.
Ines, when Anthony first asks her to come with him and Jerry Dignan, she calls him paper.
Yeah, like trash.
Like white trash, flimsy.
Yeah.
Kind of. And then Rocky's like, it doesn't sound as bad in Spanish.
Yeah.
He's
I guess this
like,
movie
damn.
could be like relatable for a lot of people in like a weird way, just because they're kind of lost. I think that's where it's kind of good to watch, but I don't think the plot is that substantial. It's just I think it's more about the ethos of it, where they're just lost and they're trying to find themselves a little bit. But besides that, I'm not really sure what the point was.
I think kind of the point of it is symbolizing that it's more so about the journey than the end goal, like we were talking about last episode. Because if you think about it, most of their adventures on their journey is not actually the heist, and they all get to know each other and find each other on the motel stop. You get that conflict when Dignan and Anthony kind of split up and go separate ways.
The car breaks down.
Down.
He finds out that Anthony gave Inez like almost all the money. And I thought at that moment, I was like, damn, like this whole time I was thinking Dignan's pretty crazy, but right now he's like speaking facts. Anthony's kind of being a jerk, like threatening him, freaking out for being mad about giving away all of the money to this girl that you just met.
No, yeah.
But then Dignan like pulls the victim card, and then when he gets Anthony his least vulnerable, he slashes his face with a screwdriver.
Oh my God,
And
yeah.
runs away. I was like, oh, there's the Dignan we know and love.
Yep. It's wild too that they all kind of come back together at Bob's house for that little hurrah before the main heist, and that's where Inez tells Anthony that she loves him, or that Anthony gets to say that he loves her, and they get back in contact. It's kind of wild that throughout that whole also the whole movie is like it really is like signifying the journey, and because once they actually get to that end point of the heist, you see everything go to shit again. And it kind of goes to what we were saying yesterday, how Dignan wants to be this mastermind heist operator, and that's what his whole goal is in life. But when they get to that goal, like, yeah, he gets the satisfaction of saying that he's done it, but it doesn't go as planned. Maybe the movie's basically symbolizing that oftentimes we get to our end goal or at the point that we think is going to make us happy in life, it really isn't what it was about, but it's about the journey and the people that you meet along the way.
They took a lot of creative liberties with the jail in this, because they walk in, they give him a burger.
Yeah, I know.
And also
they were eating inside the jail with him at one point, I'm pretty sure.
I think they did this so it didn't seem like that like morbid, but in reality you would have probably gotten like 30 years instead of 2, because armed robbery is pretty serious. But that's just a random thought that I got from it.
Also, what were they even robbing? Because it seemed like they were at like some construction site.
It's a safe.
Okay.
Yeah, I really think it was just Mr. Henry setting them up.
Literally, yeah.
And he's like, here's Kumar. He's a specialist in lock breaking. Kumar was so far in over his head. He was like, what?
One of them has a heart attack right behind the wheel at the end. Is that Kumar?
That was the other Big Lebowski
I think he was shot.
Similarity.
Was he shot?
No, he literally has a
gun
heart
goes
attack.
off and he has a heart attack. He was holding his left arm.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh.
And that's why Dignan has to run at the end. He's like, no, go.
Let's go back. Yeah.
Ooh.
you know,
But yeah, it's kind of funny.
Just a mic on my belly, don't worry.
Slight malfunction. But yeah, it's also interesting too that throughout the movie it's all music that's kind of coordinated by one man. And then at the very end you get one Rolling Stone song. It's 2,000 men?
2,000 men.
2,000 men, yeah.
It's not a Wes Anderson film without a very obscure Rolling Stone song.
Fair.
It slaps.
Yeah.
where did this take place?
Street Fighting Man and Fantastic Fox. Listen to that song too.
Mm-hmm.
Where did this take place? Like Southern California?
No, it was Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
It was
okay.
Texas.
Yeah.
And another great
Or
song.
Austin, Texas. It was in Texas.
Another great song in the movie is when Jerry steals the car, and they play "Over and Done With" by the Scottish Brothers, the Proclaimers.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah.
Same guys who sang 500 Miles.
Yes. Totally.
That was a nice song. And then also with the stolen car scene, during the scene when Jerry and Anthony have their falling out,
Mm.
and they're talking and when they're first talking about how Anthony gave away the money. I didn't notice it at any other point in the movie, but there was a white when they show cigarette burns in movies where it's like the black spot just kind of randomly,
Yeah.
like in Fight Club. There was like a white one, and it's just like a little blip.
When was this?
During the scene when Jerry and Anthony have their falling out on the road
Interesting.
with the broken down car.
Did you notice, kind of similar, after they robbed the bookstore, when they were sitting in the kitchen, did you guys see red and blue lights in the background?
I think
Yes,
so. Yeah.
Yes.
Was that was that symbolization of something? Like,
I
'cause
thought that was
I-
cops coming.
I
to
for
get
sure
Yeah.
thought that it was gonna get closer and closer. Interesting how we did that twice.
Well, I think that was actually just like car lights outside.
was
It didn't seem
blue,
like a
though.
blip as much as like the one in this scene. It was literally like it's just a white out like little blip.
That is interesting.
I think it just might
I
honestly
wonder
be
if
his
it's
quirky
I wonder
filming
if he like
style.
actually put in something. Yeah, a little weird thing to like signify like the split or whatever. I don't even know, a turning point.
Yeah. I could see it.
Or it was
Definitely.
just a blip.
But yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Wes Anderson does some interesting stuff like that. So, I mean, his movies are always kind of interesting.
Okay, let's change gears a little bit. Major plot of this movie was obviously the heist that Digman was planning.
Right.
So I'm just gonna pose the question to you guys, and the audience could maybe write in what they think. If you guys were to do a heist, what would it be, and how would you go about it?
So, myself, what I would do,
Nick, I'm gonna let you take this one.
cool, I would rob an aquarium. I plan a
Really?
heist on an aquarium.
Really?
And not for the money. Me and my crew would go in for the penguins.
Ooh, I was gonna say the manatees.
The manatees is a close second, but they're too big,
That's true.
Hard
Hard
to
to transport.
Jinx.
That's great.
But yeah, so I would put a heist on for the penguins, and the way that we would go about it is, I'm guessing, I haven't been to an aquarium in a hot minute, but I'm guessing there's some part of the aquarium, like in museums, where they have like figures or statues, So me and my crew would just be like kind of lurking around, looking at the attractions and stuff, the animals, and then we'd make our way to where they have like the figures set up, and we pretend that we're some of the figures, and we'd like stand really still while security walks by, and then once security passes, one of the people put a bag over his head, tie up his arms and legs.
Jeez, pretty intense.
We go for the penguins, steal them all, put them in the back of a van, go to a motel, lay low for a bit, then we all have penguins.
What was that movie with like Ben Stiller? Who
Right
was...
at the museum.
No, it was like
Night at the museum.
No, it was one about penguins. It was
Night
like,
at the museum too.
Nah, it was
You're thinking of Jim Carrey and Mr.
Jim-
Popper's Penguins.
Yes, yes.
Gas movie.
You're
I
gonna,
love that
You're gonna live
movie.
that plot. You have the penguins in the house.
Yeah, hopefully.
Except you're running from the law, so it'd be like Goodfellas version.
It'd be Goodfellas meets Mr. Popper's Penguins, yes.
I like that.
That's a pretty incredible idea, Nick. I'm not
Honestly,
gonna lie.
if you guys are down, let's drop this podcast nonsense and we'll start writing the script for that.
Yeah, we maybe shouldn't release this.
How
in
would
case
you-
the authorities look to see who stole the penguins?
how would you make
and
money
they
off the
they
penguins?
Find this.
We wouldn't be making money off the
They'd-
penguins. The house would
they'd be
just
hot
be
on
to
our
have
trail.
them.
Okay.
They would be like just like
It's
pets.
very wholesome heist. It's not about the money. It's
They'd
about the
be
love
family.
of penguins.
Yeah, they would be family. It's like Mr. Popper's
Or,
Penguins.
I mean, penguins look like they're in suits, like butler suits. You could give them bow ties, and they could be your.
Oh, for sure,
your
for
servants.
sure, they would be the servants at my house. But
Is
they'd
that
be
animal
treated really
cruelty?
well.
Yeah, no,
I would tip them with many a fish.
They'd get benefits.
For
Honestly, that might not even be a heist. That might be a saving of penguins.
Honestly, this is kind of a weird direction to go in. But speaking of aquariums,
Oh no.
what do you guys think of this whole like dolphin? Did you know dolphins give each other nicknames? First of all,
What?
so like in their sonar talk, they name each other. Kind of messed up that they're in aquariums. We're kind of like capturing and like caging up these like super intelligent beings. Pretty messed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, we call each other Nick, Steve. Like,
What about me?
It's like-
you gonna leave me out of this?
Do we call you the kid we bring along?
well, you're just a seal, so
Oh,
you
true.
do belong in an aquarium.
Oh, that's true.
But me and Nick, we should be free. But what if we were just put in a enclosement?
You know,
tank
I heard dolphins
whole
and
lives.
killer whales are technically dolphins, not actually whales. You guys know that? Fun fact.
Orcas.
Orcas.
Wait, what did you just say to me? Can you
Orca-
repeat that?
Killer whales are not whales, they're dolphins.
They're porpoises.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, man.
My whole perspective on life has just changed. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wait, is that actually true?
That's true. They have a bigger frontal cortex than people, so they're more emotional than people. They have more empathy than people.
Really?
And we trap. So you see them at SeaWorld and those.
But don't killer whales like murk humans?
Yeah, but so do people murk humans too. So I mean,
Orcas don't even really kill. That
actually,
many humans.
orcas
Okay,
have
okay.
never reportedly
yeah.
killed someone in the wild. It's only been in the tanks.
That's crazy.
And
Dude, I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick, but that just makes me think like these ocean dwelling creatures such as dolphins and now orcas
yeah,
definitely just as smart and definitely communicate just like humans in their own way.
I've
oh
been
for
saying-
sure. They have
absurd.
different
I've been
languages,
saying
and
this
they have
for a
different.
while
They
now.
adapt to different hunting techniques and everything.
That's crazy.
I've been saying this for a while now. Dolphins are the smartest creatures in the sea. Earth is covered 75% by ocean.
Yeah.
Dolphins rule the world.
Agreed.
But
Okay.
dolphins
We
can't come
honestly
to land,
we think we're hot shit because we're on land, but if
But,
we
like,
went out
bro.
into the water, we're nothing.
Literally,
kinda
we
crazy.
ain't shit. These dolphins would eat us alive, metaphorically.
It is funny too.
They'd be
'cause-
roasting us in their dolphin tongues. They'd be like, yo, Flipper, check out this fucking loser.
kind of crazy too.
Dude doesn't even have a top fin.
I feel like they just kind of like tolerate us too. Like in the aquariums, they do our like bullshit tasks we tell these dolphins to do because they feel bad for us. Maybe they're like, "Wow, look at these losers." They might have gotten us too, but in the grand scheme of things, we're so much smarter than they are. They're just playing games with us.
dolphins.
Yeah,
We're smarter than them.
no,
Oh,
they're
they
smarter
are.
than
They're
us
alright.
for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Dolphins have homes.
They have homes.
Yeah, but those tanks they have at SeaWorld and everything, they don't stay there at night. They put them in these tiny little cages.
It's fucked
at
up.
night. It's really messed up. You
Oh
should-
wow.
What's that documentary on Netflix that used to be?
Blackfish.
Yeah,
Blackfish. Yeah, good documentary.
Free the whales.
Wait,
Free the
hold-
whales.
that's actually absurd. Because I guarantee you, I'm sorry, I'm probably going way too like deep on this, but like if we ever get to the point that we can understand their sonar, first of all, that would change everything.
This shit's all gonna be like a massive. That's gonna be like the next wave of like
Someone's
protests.
Right, no,
Mm,
but that's like
shit.
crazy to think about. We've literally been like enslaving these creatures. If you think about it,
Yeah, we're gonna think
kinda
of.
nuts.
We're gonna. I feel like in the future we're gonna think about eating meat like we think about cannibalism.
yeah,
for sure.
Like dead ass.
For sure.
it's kind of crazy.
So I saw a TED talk about a person who's trying to make a device to actually translate dolphin speak to like
I saw that
English.
too.
Pretty cool. Kind of off topic from the movie, but honestly, hey, I think it's a random movie, so it kind of poses questions.
Right.
I don't think it has a direct message, so maybe.
Maybe
So
this
see,
whole
like-
movie was about saving the dolphins and freeing
Yeah.
them from SeaWorld.
Very well could have been.
Wes Anderson very progressive in the 90s.
Very progressive
him.
in the 90s.
See, like, what would your heist be?
I mean, Nick's was brilliant. Well, my
Yeah,
heist-
I
Thank
really
you.
love that. I've been stumped since.
I appreciate that.
yeah. I mean, I was just gonna. I'm sure everyone's already thought about this, but we're gonna have
We're gonna rob a bank.
we're gonna have a condiment
The condiment.
business,
Okay.
and pretty much, I am a fraud. And I
Wait, how's this different from real life?
I'm gonna start a farm. In
A
quotation
condiment
marks,
farm?
A quotation marks farm,
Quote
Okay.
unquote farm.
and I'm gonna tell everyone that I'm from the Midwest and I'm a tomato farmer.
Okay.
And all I'm gonna do is just steal Heinz ketchup from McDonald's and put it in bottles and sell it as my ketchup.
Can I just say something too?
All right.
And I know you're saying that.
It's kind of a
As,
long run
like-
heist. I like it.
Well, it's more of a business model.
Yeah.
Hold on.
you got no cost, no expense costs, just all
Can I-
profit except for like jars.
Can I touch on that?
Wait, real quick.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
go for it, go for
Andrew,
it.
do you remember that time we were at the McDonald's in Reading and
Oh
you
my-
asked the woman at the counter for ketchup What did she just say no to you? Or
I'm pretty sure.
That's absurd.
She was just like no.
Some bad
Also,
service.
I was kind of on the wave in high school where
So maybe you won't succeed in this business.
nah, but I'll wear disguises, and also I'll just go to different McDonald's. Like, go to
Oh,
McDonald's.
wear
you'll have to wear
disguises.
disguises, yeah.
Yeah, but I
'Cause
don't know.
the McDonald's employees just look at your face and they're like, "Don't give this kid
I
ketchup."
feel like it's kind of like a Digman heist, like a long,
Yeah.
like 15-year plan.
To get all the ketchups from McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's true. You gotta think ahead.
You know what's kind of crazy though? So I didn't know this. I don't know if you guys know this,
I did.
but and also viewers, if you have this restaurant near you, I bet your mind's gonna be blown. Maybe it's not, and maybe I'm just stupid. But could be that I'm just stupid. But do you guys know Capitol Grill, the steak restaurant?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Capitol Grill,
Probably
if you're not familiar
expensive
with
place.
it, is super expensive steak restaurant.
Your parents might go there on their wedding anniversary.
Exactly. And me being the person I am, the naive individual who likes to think the best of everything, I thought that you went to a restaurant like this high caliber establishment, and you were getting different steak or better steak than you'd be getting at an Outback Steakhouse, let's just say.
Oh, I knew that was not true. You're just stupid.
My mind is blown that besides maybe, yeah, you're probably not going to get a porterhouse at Outback Steakhouse, but they cook the steaks the same exact freaking way. And the only difference is the aesthetic that Capitol Grill gives off, and that's why they can charge you out the ass for a piece of steak.
Presentation is key.
It hurt me so deep down to my core when I found that out. Made me very sad. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's all I had to say. And my whole life point of view on restaurants was shattered.
These high-paid chefs, they're artists. They're
How was that?
artistes.
Also, the Fat Cat. Was the one on Route 1 with the Fat Cat?
Fat Cactus.
Was there
yeah.
another one, though, that was maybe some kind of...
Do you remember Bostonville Grill?
Yeah, of course.
Gas.
Of course.
Only
So-
only the New England residents will know that are listening to this. But
So
shout out.
segueing to my heist,
Okay, yeah.
one of my thoughts was to perform a heist on some kind of restaurant,
Okay.
but then I was like, why would I steal ingredients from a restaurant when I can just have them make me the food?
Okay.
So I'm thinking my heist has either gotta be it's either gotta be going into Disney, the Disney crypts, and stealing the frozen head of Walt Disney.
Hold
That's
up.
a good idea.
Is his head like in the resort?
I don't know.
But he froze his head, though.
Disney,
I heard
don't,
that.
Don't
Yeah.
flag us. I know. Our last 2 episodes, we've been giving you a lot of heat.
True. Disney has been mentioned quite a bit. If I start
Fuck
having
you, Disney.
dreams-
We want the smoke.
Yeah, bring it on. Get
Bring it
all
on.
your
Bring it
get
on,
your best
Disney.
lawyers.
Multi-billion. How much? Like $100 billion company?
Yeah, they're worth quite a bit.
You'll have to
Nothing.
go through my father first.
When we
Dad's
get
a lawyer.
ad revenue on this podcast, we'll buy the best lawyer, and you guys are fucked.
None of our dads are lawyers.
None. We'd
Yeah.
lose that case pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, I think that's my heist. I think it's stealing Walt Disney's head. That's a pretty key item.
What do you
that
guys
I'd
think
like.
about those conspiracies about Disney after hours? Like the people that like stay in the parks after they shut down and like see creepy ass shit. Have you heard about
Dude.
that?
No.
I've heard
Although
that,
I've
like-
watched a lot of YouTube videos in my day about scary Disney stories.
Right. Maybe honestly I'm confusing that for that. It could be just that.
You know,
But I've heard that like some sketch stuff happens if you're able to stay in the parks after dark.
like, what kind of stuff?
Like, you know, I saw
Like rides running by themselves.
no, yeah, like stuff like that.
The
Like,
lights will
you
flicker.
know, have you heard this
on
shit
and
about Chuck E.
off.
Cheese? Where Chuck E. Cheese, if you stay in the Chuck E. Cheese after hours, like Chucky comes alive and like
Fuck that.
murks people. Like it's like a security protocol. Like literally.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, basically that. Apparently that same shit happens at Disney. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what I've heard in the parks.
That's interesting because I don't know. I feel like Disney's like seems like it's way too good to be true. You know?
In a lot
Yeah.
of ways.
You guys remember that iCarly episode where they're in the crypts of like Seattle or whatever, and they talk about
The I forget what they called Disney, like the knockoff Disney Channel in the show, but yeah.
that was
They-
spooky. Like,
Also,
His head.
I feel like
That was
that
a
stuff
spooky episode.
isn't just a joke, especially for like a network like Nickelodeon.
It was so funny. The Nickelodeon show makes an episode about
was that about Disney?
Disney ripping
so.
off. Yeah.
I-
They literally stole
over my
the guy's
head.
frozen head. Like what?
yeah.
That was very dark for a kid show.
No, that's the story of Walt Disney. I mean, it is pretty fucked up.
But they put it on iCarly.
That's pretty
though.
dark.
They put it on iCarly.
It goes
though.
back to
But, like,
to
that's
this.
like the myth that Walt Disney's head is frozen in the basement of Disney.
I think it's true, honestly. Like I feel like
I believe it's
I feel
true.
like networks like Nickelodeon and stuff, they make stuff about that stuff to be like a joke, but it's really just to cover up the fact that it's really true. Like there's a movie, I freaking forget the name, so I mentioned it in a different podcast episode too, but Eric Andre's in it, and he's supposed to be this Jeff Bezos type guy. And the whole movie's about like these Amazon robots that take over Earth, and the like robots in the movie have the Amazon smile on them. It is like literally like a thing. Like I don't know. I feel like they make that movie to be like, oh, like that would never happen, and then it's gonna happen. I'm telling you. Also, Jeff Bezos, Andrew brought this up to my attention, so I just have to bring it up. But a couple podcast episodes ago, we're on a little tangent about Jeff Bezos, and I was like, you know that man? I heard he's going to outer space. I hope he stays
Sign
out
the
there.
petition to keep
There's a
Jeff
petition
Bezos in space.
We need to get that signed. Keep Jeff Bezos off Earth. 2021. I think if Jeff Bezos was off Earth, not in a malicious way, but it'd be a better place.
Yeah, you heard us, Jeff. You know, just take
Either that or start using some of your money for good instead of going to outer space to fulfill
just-
childhood fantasies. You know, you can
just take a
use that
few
for
more
a-
orbits around Earth until you die. That's all.
I think it's a good thing he's going to space. Not
Why? In what regard? And what he's literally doing it so that he could fulfill a childhood fantasy.
Because why wouldn't he though?
Giving
He's
that
the
money
second
to,
richest man in the world. Why wouldn't he do that though?
Well, he could use some of that fortune to help, like
Yeah, but he's
global
just
hunger.
building a
he's
rocket.
making a point that like I think
What, that he's
I-
rich and
no,
can do
I think Blue Origin, a space company, I think they're trying to open up for public space travel, and I think that maybe he's trying to make an example that is not that dangerous. Also, space is the future of the species, and I think that I don't see any problem in that, honestly. Obviously, Jeff Bezos has a lot of issues, but him going to space.
I think he's just trying to commercialize another thing. It seems kind of stupid.
I don't think
Amazon's
I don't
gotta be
think
running the
commercializing space is stupid though.
shuttles.
I
Because
guarantee
I think
you,
that will expand our technology in space, and I think that we need to go space travel. That's the future of a species.
hot take right now, hot take. Don't at me until it happens, but it's no longer in the future going to be United States of America, I don't know, Canada, like different countries, you know?
It'll be Earth.
It's
China,
going to be
Russia.
Amazon, and that's it. Amazon's
Just
going to be
Amazon
running the
above Google.
world.
Google.
No,
Nah.
I think Amazon is going to take over all, and we're going to be Amazonians.
We're all Amazonians.
Maybe.
You're no longer going to have Russia, China,
Does that
India.
mean
It's
that-
going to be Amazon.
We're definitely adding not ET, Wally to the list because it's kind of similar to this topic.
Yes.
Wonder Woman's an Amazonian, right?
Yeah, but she's like a good Amazonian. I don't want to be the Jeff Bezos Amazonian. I want to be that Wonder Woman type of Amazonian.
You have to be a woman to be that. Amazonia.
Is that true?
It's a planet of entirely woman.
What movie did I just watch?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, no, not Wonder Woman.
1988.
Zack Snyder,
Oh, Justice League.
Justice League, phenomenal.
I
It's
haven't
really
seen-
long. It's
I
like
haven't
3
seen
hours long or something like that. Or 4 hours long, I think. But it's really good. Highly recommend it. That's where I saw that.
We should maybe get into this another time because we're kind of going way off topic about Digman and Anthony and their shenanigans. But
It kind of relates in a very non-relatable way.
it relates in a totally 0% way. But space investments, like they improve technology for everyone and
Right.
helps everyone in the world just by because when engineers are presented with a problem, they make like a difficult solution that solves other problems.
Creating new efficiencies.
Like you gotta have difficult problems, and space is one of the most
It's like what
challenging
Vanilla Ice says.
engineering problem there is.
Yeah.
And when they do that, they create very creative. Like GPS was I'm guessing the space shuttle.
Right.
Like that whole mission.
that made us weaker as a race.
You got
Yeah,
a
but-
problem? Yo, I'll solve it.
I mean, NASA has a lot of
Ice,
things
ice,
that help
baby.
determine like the best time to grow crops in Africa, which helps starvation or end starvation a little bit.
True.
And
I also
a lot of stuff. The
What's
microwave was made in
NASA?
space. It was discovered in space because they had like
True, it was an
popcorn.
accident, right?
Accident, but something just in technology. from
Penicillin,
space.
also an accident.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. When you go to space and you try to invent stuff to survive in space and make it better, you're going to accidentally create a lot of great technologies. So I don't think space technology is space travel is a bad thing at all.
Yeah,
I think it's really
well,
good. And I don't think
never be
Bezos going up there
against.
is bad because he's kind of promoting the idea of it.
It's
Yeah.
the final frontier.
Yes.
You know, I think this is gonna be an ongoing debate throughout our podcast episodes where we kind of debate Jeff Bezos, and I agree Jeff Bezos kind of oversteps his boundaries, especially with like owning media companies. Should not be owning any media companies. But anyway, yeah, that's my little tangent on that.
I don't know. I mean, hey, shout out to his wife who donated $2 billion and is donating like a couple bill more to nonprofits around the world, which is pretty amazing. Good for her. Do have to say though, he could have used some of his fortune to help make like self-sustaining gardens and some stuff.
He should. No, he should.
He
He doesn't have that. He doesn't have like how much money does he have? Probably 200 billion.
He's like one of the richest people in the world,
But he doesn't have like $150. He doesn't have that much money in just cash.
Jeff
though.
Bezos should
It's net worth.
should send everyone like a free garden kit.
He should. He should send like. All right, hold on.
Here's some tomatoes.
We've been
here's some
having this
peppers.
conversation, and our
By the way, just for the listeners out there, when you click on this episode, it's not going to be called Bottle Rocket. It's going to be called Bottle Rocket and a long rant about Jeff Bezos.
But I just gotta bring up this point. We've been talking about it with our friends back home.
And you know why this all came up? Because Bottle Rocket is on Amazon Prime for
Oh
only
my
8
God.
more,
It
for
all
only
comes
8 more
back.
days. For
Kinda-
only
ki-
8 more days.
Really? Oh, so we gotta post this. I gotta post it till like Monday. I think
Yeah.
3 more days from now. So when we post this, it's gonna be like 4 more days to watch it. So you better watch it.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
I have
And
to say-
Andrew was trying to watch the movie on Amazon Prime, and he couldn't sign into
Yeah,
his
I watched it
Amazon
last
account.
night. I wanted to watch a couple more scenes to kind of refresh myself, and it says, "Have your dad confirm that you logging in." And it's like, why can't I just log in? We're paying for it. Like,
Have
I'm
your
just-
We're
Dad,
paying
Jeff
for it. How about your
Bezos.
dad's paying for it?
hey,
Show a little appreciation, huh?
he does work hard. Shout out, Dad.
Shout out dads across the world. Shout
Yeah.
out moms across the world.
Happy like belated Father's Day. By the time we post this, it'll be like
Yeah,
a week late.
Way to go, fathers.
Way to go, parent figures around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Story,
No, by the way, way to
basically.
go, first responders too.
First,
That's
sure,
right.
sure.
Any other appreciations? Way to go,
Not-
teachers. Way to go, teachers.
All these
Capital
oth-
Grow workers.
all those average, ordinary, everyday superheroes.
You know,
Hell
and
yeah.
also
To quote
to bring it back
All Star or Smash Mouth.
to bring it back to the movie, shout out to criminals who are trying to be criminals or
Just for
striving
the fun of being a criminal.
for the fun of it. Not
Not to hurt other people.
P.S. We don't
Not to
condone
gain
being a criminal. So if you
material
try to
wealth.
use this as something to base
yeah
your
no.
crimes off of and then get us in
Yeah.
trouble for,
But we
Yeah,
we
don't
condone,
condone it. We
we
don't
do
condone it.
Don't try
condone
this
following
at
your
home.
dreams just like Digman did.
yeah, follow your dreams for sure. Basically, end of the day, go build yourself a nice little tree house that extends forward to have a self-sustaining garden, and we'll all be
All right,
okay.
So anyway, let's get back into the movie. Yeah. So I said the plot wasn't very substantial, but the movie definitely did play with my emotions a little bit. I definitely really enjoyed it. The music you were saying, definitely set the mood very well, and I love the movie.
I think the happiest part of the movie was when Anthony and Jerry split ways, and Anthony and Bob like just fully get their lives together. Anthony, he's there working 3 jobs. He wakes up, does the paper route, working
Yeah.
construction, and doing valet at night. You know, he's not thinking about his past regrets or anything. You know, he's happy.
Mm.
He's like finally getting his shit together. And then Jerry, he's going for a run, and Jerry pulls up in a yellow jumpsuit,
Yeah.
and just like
He's like, "Oh, I love the jumpsuit."
he immediately gets roped back into like this life of stupidity,
Right.
absurdity.
Also, could be an allusion to the fact that maybe like working a normal job, even though you make money, isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sometimes it's
Maybe.
fun to live wild, you know. Obviously,
Yes.
it doesn't pay out for Jerry.
Yeah,
also, Jerry
no.
Jerry's last name is Dignan.
Yes.
If you were confused between
Jerry
the Jerry and the Dignan switches, but same person. Just want to point that out. But yeah.
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
No, you go.
Yeah, going off your point of how like having a real job, isn't what it's cracked up to be all the time. This movie was kind of a Walmart Goodfellas in a way,
Okay.
because Digman, I think I could see Digman like seeing Goodfellas and kind of emulating that with his life. Like, I'm not working a job,
Owen
not
Wilson,
taking.
all my life I wanted to be a gangster.
Honestly, though, like,
I can see that for sure.
regrets. I've had a few, but then again,
So yeah, Bottle Rocket,
too few to mention.
Goodfellas 2.0.
Frank
Honestly better.
Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra's goat.
Also, my new catchphrase, I'm stealing it from Jerry. Let's get lucky.
Let's get lucky.
I love that. How before every heist, she's like, "All right, you guys ready? Let's get lucky."
Hell yeah! Only got lucky one time out of the heist though.
Yeah,
But you know what?
you
For
need-
2, not bad.
You need good luck in that line of business.
Hell yeah.
What kind of accent do the Owen brothers have?
Think
They're American. I thought they were
Owen
Australian.
Wilson just has
They're not Australian.
a broken nose.
Just blonde, so I thought that.
Just blonde.
It must be Australian. But what is that like? What is that accent?
I think honestly Owen Wilson just talks like that because his nose is broken so many
Wow.
times.
I feel like
they all talk like
I
that
feel
though.
like they're from the Midwest.
Could be from the Midwest.
Anthony
too.
talked like that. I think his brother. Wow.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're
Wow.
right.
Very weird. He's just an interesting character in a movie.
Yeah.
I like.
Wonder what the third Wilson brother is doing. That's really not. What did you say his name was?
I think Andrew maybe.
The Wilson brothers are actually from Dallas, Texas.
Oh no way.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
Wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, you guys can't see it,
we're
but
at-
we got
oh,
a
yeah,
little. It's pretty cool. It's black sand hourglass that Steve
Yeah,
brought us.
We've started decorating the studio.
Yeah, the studio's looking pretty hype now. We got two dream catchers on the wall,
Oh, yeah.
Celtics banner, and now we got black sand.
you
Hey,
have a dream catcher.
big shout
Did you
out
say
to the
that?
Celtics on the hire. Ime Udoka for head coach.
Oh, there we go. There we
18th
go.
Celtics coach.
18th Celtics coach for the
18th
18th ring.
championship.
Let's
Let's
go.
go. It's all about 18.
It's all in the works, man.
Lead green. Yeah. So I don't know. This movie, just like The Big Lebowski, it's hard to really get into because it's just so random. and
Right.
We could just make all our interpretations of it, but I think it's just randomness
Yeah.
a lot of the time, and
It's a fever dream for sure.
fever dream, good word for that.
If you
Cult
like it, you
classic,
like it.
as Nick would say.
Yeah, I'd definitely go on in my list of cult classics. We'll definitely add this one for sure.
Another great soundtrack.
Yeah.
I just think
Yeah.
this, like The Big Lebowski, more about just the scene-to-scene emotions of it, more than the actual plot.
The
Right.
moments.
The moments, yeah, individual. Like you could watch like a scene of this movie on YouTube, individual scenes, and like enjoy it. I think.
Yeah, you just get the gist of the whole movie.
Yeah, it's more like a vibe, not overall
I
story
think like
arc.
Steve was saying, where he watches movies sometimes in the background. This is definitely one of those movies you can just turn on, kind of half pay
Probably.
attention to.
Is this our third Hangover movie? Maybe our third.
I don't know
Hangover
if I'd watch this on a hangover.
No?
It'd make my brain be like, dude.
Yeah. All right,
So it
well,
does
that's
not
the
make
list,
Steve's hangover list,
which
unfortunately.
contains
Come on.
Ratatouille and The Big Lebowski at the moment.
But yeah, I would say honestly, it's worth a check out. Something to definitely say that you've watched, just because it's Wes Anderson's directorial debut, and if you're a fan of his films, it's just kind of cool to say that you've watched it to see where he started from, and to also just see the background history of where it was a huge failure at the box office, and then was looked back upon by people like Martin Scorsese, I believe, who said that it's one of the best movies of the 90s, which is very interesting and big praise, I would say.
That's huge praise.
Right?
So keep trying, kids.
So, yeah, definitely check it out, I would say. Not the worst.
Keep dreaming. You
Definitely
could go to
interesting.
jail one day
Hey,
if you try hard enough.
if you try hard enough, you can fulfill your dreams of going to jail.
Definitely a great movie though. It's just kind of random, but
So
great, man.
that's sos.cinema.sos.cinema.
No.
.sos.
Not cinema.
Dot
So
cinema.
our email, if you want to email us, is sos.cinema.sos@gmail.com. I was gonna say cyberbully us, but I'm kind of getting a little nervous because we do say like and a lot.
Yeah.
Also, our takes are. I feel like our takes aren't like that good. We're kind of learning. So maybe some.
I have a feeling most of our comments are gonna be like, yo, these guys say like and every other
These people
word.
think they're high school English teachers, making their bullshit about these stories.
But yeah,
Maybe
we
just
also got
maybe
some.
compliment us. Maybe
Yeah,
just
give us a
like
little compliment.
just maybe make us feel really good about ourselves.
We also got some socials up and running now, so feel free to check those out. Spread it around.
Yeah.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
What is it? SOS Cinema?
It's SOS Cinema. You can look it up. Our usernames for those are sos.cinema.sos. But yeah, you can stay up to date. You can know when the latest podcast drops are going to be. We're also going to eventually start posting about ourselves a bit, get to know our hosts. You guys can learn a bit about us. But yeah, it'll be pretty cool. stay up to date on your favorite podcast, hopefully.
So the next movie we'll be watching is Pat Garrity and Billy the Kid. It's a movie that features the GOAT,
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, and this is the first Western we're doing, so that's gonna be fun.
For sure, I'm excited for it.
Really?
Yeah, I love Western movies.
Really? That's cool. I'm glad you're happy.
I'm glad you're glad I'm happy.
All right.
We're reeling, folks.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Check out SOS Cinema on all podcasting platforms for access to all episodes.